Okay, we're recording. Hello, guys. Welcome again. I think it's about time I should put my mind in my thinking cap on, because it's time to do some reading again. We're going to be reading chapter 3 of Jiddu Krishnamurti's book, the First and Last Freedom. Okay, we're going to go straight in now. Here it is. First and Last Freedom. Okay, The First and Last Freedom by Krishnamurti. That's Jiddu Krishnamurti. We're going to be continuing our reading. This is chapter 3. You can check out that website there too. And yeah, let's just get straight to it. I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let me just see. I want to find the best way to stand this. That looks pretty good, actually. I'll stand it there. Okay, and let's get straight to reading. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to read, all right? Let's go, man. Let's go. Now, looking at this chapter 3, you can go back and check the other chapters in the playlist, okay? Excuse me. Looking at this name of this one here, this chapter, it looks pretty good, right? For me, it looks, I don't know, right? To me, it looks good. For me especially. Individual and society. The individuals make up the society, right? They should do. If the individuals don't make up the society, guess what? The society don't make up the individuals. So that society out there that people are setting as the standard for which a person has to try to fit into, it's not going to happen because it's not there for you in the first place, meaning it's not the keyhole for the keys. The people are not even the keys for those keyholes for the doors to any kind of beyond, as in meaningful life. Nothing there. You're just standing behind the door, knock, knock. And if someone answers the door, you feel happy, but they never let you into their house. You're always trying to go into a prison or out of your home. There's a problem there. There's a problem there. People often go into losing because they're trying to go into winning, putting their mind and body in the position of that, in the mind state of that they're already in the losing position. A loser by default. How can you say you have to be a loser if you're going to be a winner, right? Because someone else. No, if you're the loser already, how are you going to? If you are someone of no power, how are you going to do anything? If you're not strong, you can't pick up something, a big heavy thing, right? If you're not healthy, you can't run the marathon, right? So rich, okay? You say it's not about money, it's about your time and your energy. That is your real money. The wisdom of mind and body, nature, understanding your physical, whatever, mind, body, spirit, whatever, this life here, that is it. The essence to say, let's go, but not leaving yourself. Let's go here, in the energy of self. See, carry that. When you go outside, when you go down the street, right? Do you leave your spirit at home and your body walk down the street like a living dead zombie? Or does your body lie in the bed like a dead, corpse, and your spirit just wander the street, meaningless, without anything, without any, not anywhere to go, but any like essence, just like Jacob Marley says to Scrooge in the movie, all right, the story. Does your body walk without a mind? Does your mind fly without a body? Do you live, without, like, if you're trying to live in a fake society that doesn't exist, this matrix-like system, you're living in an illusion, a lie. The individual that you are not 1,000 bodies, you are one body. whether you're the king or the general or whatever. Okay. And if the army, if the many are not, made up of real individual people, what's that? So this world, this planet, Earth, in space, under the moon, the sun, moon, stars, and in the Milky Way, literally this planet you're living on now. The Earth, okay? I'm not joking, the Earth, with the forests, the oceans, the mountains, the deserts, this is the Earth. This is the Earth. You need to wake up, you understand, this is not the name of your company or where you're working or what flag was designed by some person, artistic, whoever, years ago. It's not the point, okay? It's not the money or someone's face printed on the money. Yeah? It's not that historical big crater hole in the ground where a massive bomb was dropped one day in the war many years ago, and you've got some memorial there now for the heroes that died. You know what I mean? A human being need to wake up. You need to, when you're running for that train and you sprain your ankle trying to get to work, and you spend quite a few minutes in the mirror looking at your tie and your hair style nice in the mirror. You need to wake up. You need to get with reality, because you've got how many bones in your body still. You know what I mean? There's people getting old, and before they're dying, some people, they start to see things. There's a lot of young people, they go, you see these videos on YouTube, young people, sorry, I'm ranting, some young people going up to older people on YouTube or wherever, and they're asking people, oh, so how old are you? He says, I'm 88 or I'm 95. He says, oh, can you give us some advice on life? Tell us some tips on living a good life. And in life, doobie. And they give you some tips. And sometimes you see them with a little tear in their eye because they know it's too fucking late. It's not too late. I'm just trying to say, right? But it's late. The years have gone. So you have to realize you're on planet Earth with a human body. Like every deer, every horse, every fish, every jellyfish in the sea. This is it, but you can't keep regenerating and stuffing yourselves, but you're literally here. So if you are not a real living being on this real planet Earth, I'm not telling you to go and live in a fucking tree, and I'm not telling you to go and live in a cave and that's it. I'm saying this is all. You can never leave the way of nature and hope to be alive. You just can't. If you live in the make-believe, you will not exist. You will not live. You will not exist as a living being. You will exist as non-existence itself. You have to come to the reality. Real. It's not like the logo, the symbol, that under the effing stars in that sky, as you breathe the air. I'm not a monk. I can sit here if I shaved my head bald and I had this towel, and like I did in that funny video a long time ago, I sat here like a monk, pretending I'm a monk, with like a bald head. Okay, it doesn't matter what I look, a white man, Asian man, whatever. Okay, are you gonna listen then? If I'm an old man with a big beard, or some famous person, or some president, rich, or I have power because I knock someone out on the street. Oh, he's a tough guy. No. You need to wake up to reality. You need to wake up to not just thinking, but feeling the essence of your body without any effort. Society, in this systematic state of oppression, and a systematic state of oppression for all, is not a society to be desirably lived in, to desire, so not a place to desire to live in. That's bullshit. I'm an earthling. I'm of planet Earth. I'm not trying to go up to space yet, heaven or hell yet. I'm not trying to go somewhere else. I'm here in my every heartbeat, in the blood pumping through my body, through my veins. I'm alive here. Everything is here. It's not the money in your hand, it's your hand. You're very fucking lucky to have a hand. Do you know that? I'm not trying to sound clever. Like, I'm trying to give you this. Like you know it, yeah? You know it, yeah? But where did the weeks go? Where did the months go? Where did the years of your life go? What are you talking about every day? This person, that person. What are you talking about every day? If you know it, you've got to really start to value our time. Value every moment of our time. Feel it. Respect the essence. Respect the health. Look at how your body generates. That's the body you want to respect the most. If you end up spraining your ankle, getting a graze or a cut or a burn or a twist or a bump, your body just tries to heal itself. Yeah. If you have a cold or a cough, your body tries to heal itself. You've got some strain on your body, some ache, your body trying to heal itself. If you're cold or hot, your body tries to either sweat or shiver or sweat, right? When you feel pain, when you're hungry or thirsty, your body is telling you. Your body's always talking to you. Your body's always trying to fix itself when it's broken. It doesn't go against itself unless you've got some condition, some problem or something. So you need to respect that, because when you're not thinking, when you're daydreaming, thinking about all that crap that someone told you, or someone who you think's on some higher level or whatever, following this society, behaving like a product, behaving like a servant robot, lower with less even need it will be than AI in the future per se. You just follow it along, okay? Begging that society. You're forgetting that there's one person that's always looking out for you, and that is yourself. That's your body. You need to remember that and say, I respect my body. That body is here for me, for the mind to have somewhere to walk, some on this earth, you know what I mean? Something that I can experience. Because without the body, what are you going to experience? But without the mind, what can you experience? It's just an empty, meaningless thing. Okay. So, on my videos, on my channel, sometimes you see me joking and being silly, but I'm not being stupid. This is serious, okay? Because I'm trying to show you that life is real, and life is the only life you're going to have. You can't have, if there's no life, yeah, without truth, there's no life. It has to be truth. You say, well, that's a true society. It might be made up and manufactured society, but it's still a true thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but you're playing that game. It's like fire's real, but you're going to stand in the fire and burn yourself to death. You need to understand where your suffering comes from, where your fear. Don't say, I suffer from anxiety, I suffer from stress, I suffer from depression, I suffer from life is hard. And 1 minute you're saying life is just hard. It's about suffering. Even some of the Buddhists say that, right? I'm not going to go into different religions or so they say that, right? But it's not about that. It's not about life's a fight, life's a work, life's a struggle. No. It's about overcoming death. They say, for in someone who knows how to live, really knows how to live, death has no place to enter. There should be no death in your life. No matter what you think, as I've already said, your body is always trying to heal itself. Whether you remember, whether you forget, your body is still this one body. It's always here. When it's time to rest, sleep, when it's time to stretch, when your body's telling you. When it's hungry, when it's just not telling you. It's not even telling, it's doing more work than your mind. Your body's doing more work than your mind. Right? Good work. But your mind often does more bad work. You see? And it gives more bad work to the body, which goes against it. And you don't know why you feel so physically weak and why you feel sick, hurt. And then that makes you feel bad. And you don't know why, because your mind's always elsewhere in that world. And then it makes you feel more tired and more bad. And it comes back to the mind. It's like a ping pong ball, basketball. It goes back and forth, boom, 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 back and forth. Body, mind, body, mind, body. So the mind makes the body tired. The body makes the mind tired. That's killing yourself. Don't kill yourself. Does it make any sense? Does that make any sense? Value without obtained visions from elsewhere. Vision is in the nature of your fundamental fabric of your vibrations, would be a way I guess some of the gurus would say, the vibrations which are constantly energizing the life force that's developing everything to be moving in your body, the blood, the cells, the skin growing, your hair is always growing. This is real. I'm not a fucking doctor. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Okay. But I know this. How don't you know it? Not you personally, I'm just saying a lot of people out there, okay? How can people not know that? Why do you know what's something else out there about this and that, what's going on in society? What's the popular yap, talk? And you don't know this life here. You don't know it enough. You don't know yourself enough. You know what's going on. You know what time the manager's coming in. The boss said, well, you know all that. All the numbers, you know it. You're fast with numbers. What about the one? Forget the big number. Not about the one. You, your life. It's either a 1 or a 0, mate. You know what I'm saying? So let's begin. I'm talking a lot, but it's my point. I didn't want to talk to my ago. I know. We're going to get to this. Okay, we're going to read now. Chapter 3. Are you ready? We're going to read together. Because some of the things he says are clear, you know. Individual and society. Krishnamurti, this is his book, Krishnamurti, okay. The first and last freedom. Chapter 3, individual, society. So if you're ready, let's read together, because this is what we're talking about. What is society without the individual? Come on. Come on. A civilization. Society should be the people living together in some kind of order, but it's a civilization of civil minds coming from where? Morality coming from where? Balance coming from where? Nature, which is what? Which is balance already, yin and yang, as I always say. Nature already. The truth already. If it's not true, it's nothing. It's non-existence. That's also true. It's nothing. So there's truth of existence and non-existence, but what we have is what is here. That's the true thing. And your life comes from possibility, meaning natural phenomena, processes that come together to make this thing. That's how you have the apple on the tree, not apple on the lamppost. Okay? You can decorate the tree and say this tree is a Christmas tree now. But really, it's just a tree. Or really, if it's a real tree or a plastic tree, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm trying to say? You can shine light on a dog poo. It's still going to be that. It's not going to change what it is. A ping pong ball. Right, let's get to this, right? Let's read. Okay. Think about it. Realize where your days are going on that career or that future. What were you saying 10 years ago, 20 years ago? I got plans, man. In 3 years, I want to do this. Yeah, I plan to open up my own company. Back then, I would have done things differently. But if I'd have known what I know now, yeah. What do you know now? You will know new things tomorrow. You will know new things in 5 years. You will be a different person in 10 years. If you keep changing all the time, if you get different buses all the time, it's always going to be different routes. If you get the same bus all the time, it's always going to be the same route. You will always be looking into the future, always looking into the past, always moaning about now like there's nothing. Where am I now? It's a struggle, but one day I'm going to get there. I've got the stress from the past. It's a hardship, but I'm going to struggle on for the future because I know I'm destined for something, or I'm lost, or I've got no hope, or I'm better. I can do better than you. All this talking in your mind, talking. Oh, too much, too less. Too fast, too slow. You keep moving, you want to stop and rest, right? Or you're always resting, you never move. You need to go now, move. You need to go faster, you need to slow down. You don't know what to do, you're thinking what to do. You listen to this one, you listen to that one. You don't listen to this one, you don't listen to that one. You listen to yourself always, but you never listen to yourself. And the more you try to understand, you never understand. And when you do understand, you stop learning. And when you start learning, you stop understanding. And if you don't look for something, you'll never find it. But because you're always looking, you never find it. So what is my meaning? My meaning is beyond a YouTube video. My meaning is beyond a book. And my meaning is not your meaning. And all meaning is some next level outside of this planet Earth and nature and the truth, which I'll talk about the Tao and yin and yang, but let's just say the truth, reality, right? Truth is here. Life is here. Nothing more. Understand your life, your body first. Then you will know what you should be eating, what you should be doing with your body, what is too much, what is too less, what is right for you. Some clever man comes and chops the tree down and kills the chicken, and he makes a fire. He says, yeah, I'm the king of the earth. Now he's got no more eggs. The tree fell on his head and he burned up the whole damn forest. Huh? Some things you learn, like you're building a raft on the sea, okay? And your raft falls apart. You know what I mean? He starts yelling at some wild animal, the wild animal attacks him. Or half his body gets chewed up by a shark that he tried to swim with and he loses his legs. You realize, oh, you shark, bad. Shark, dangerous. Well, now you think, see. Stop enforcing what you already know until the crowd kick you down and say, okay, these guys are right because I'm just one. No. The many are sprinkled, lost, scattered, scatso, scatty brain, scattered. They are spread, lost. They form a broken body. Do you understand? In that way, sometimes of this thing we're talking about. So outside of the self. So the self here should be a whole, united universe as well. It's one. The power of one. Like you have a house, yeah, one house. If your house is broken into many pieces, smashed up, bricks everywhere, you can't even see it's a house because there's bricks, glass everywhere, wood, everything's broken things, door on the floor. You can't even see now it's a house. If I write letters over here, letters over there, words over here, words over there, many pieces of paper, you can't see that this is a sentence or a story. If I put one letter A over there, B there, D there, C there, X there, F there, you can't see the word. If you got one head in France, one arm in Spain, one leg in America, you say, I've been all around the world. No. You're not one you anymore. You can't, nobody can see you. Where is the you? Where is this one person? Everything must be one. That's why you have a heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, every bone in your spine, okay? Every hair on your head. They are their individual things. 2 eyes, if you have, hopefully. They are all within this. It's one body. They make alone is nothing. They can't really do much. Right? Together, it's one body. You must respect the truth that is physically here. This, and then say, why is my mind not like that? Not stubborn. Not just saying, like, I'm not going to learn from anything. I'm not going to eat the fruits of the world. I'm not going to breathe that air because it's not part of me. No, the things which are part of you will help you, like someone's good ideas or someone's physical health. Someone giving someone a massage. I don't know, right? Things which are good for you are good for you. Your body already knows it. If you eat poisonous stuff, you get sick. You drink clean water, it's good for your body, right? Your body knows that. But the thing which is bad for you, how does your mind not know? You need to understand and stop doing that. Following the lost people. This is what the point is. This is in the book. I'm saying here, you don't understand it. You say, well, I can't change it. Well, you can't change society. But what's more powerful? You see what I'm saying? You have to understand. It's not me, teacher. I can teach nothing. I can teach you nothing. Understand me? I can only learn when I'm one with my body. That's the first truth. It's the first truth. It doesn't matter what my mind, what I think I'm learning, if it's not, in terms of benefiting me physically living here, it's a physical life, right? The body, see. And it doesn't matter, you could say, my body could be like healthy, but if your mind's not there, you're a healthy person in a coma. It's not a choice. It's not a position you'd like to choose to be in, right? Let's get onto this because I've not even started reading yet. Let's get to it, right? Get to it, bro. Brothers and sisters, let's get reading. Ready? So, chapter 3, individual and society. Let's go. Excuse me. The problem that confronts most of us is whether the individual is merely the instrument of society or the end of society. Are you and I, as individuals, to be used, directed, educated, controlled, shaped to a certain pattern by society and government? Or does society, the state, exist for the individual? It is the individual. Is the individual the end of society? Or is he merely a puppet to be taught, exploited, butchered as an instrument of war? That is the problem that is confronting most of us. That is the problem of the world. Whether the individual is a mere instrument of society, a plaything of influences to be moulded, or whether society exists for the individual. How are you going to find this out? It is a serious problem, isn't it? If the individual is merely an instrument of society, then society is much more important than the individual. If that is true, then we must give up individuality and work for society. Our whole educational system must be entirely revolutionized and the individual turned into an instrument to be used and destroyed, liquidated, got rid of. But if society exists for the individual, then the function of society is not to make him conform to any pattern, but to give him the feel, the urge of freedom. So we have to find out which is false. How would you inquire into this problem? It is a vital problem, isn't it? It is not dependent on any ideology, either of the left or of the right, and if it is dependent on an ideology, then it is merely a matter of opinion, ideas, So opinions. Ideas always breed enmity, confusion, conflict. If you depend on books on the left or on the right, or on sacred books, then you depend on mere opinion, whether of Buddha, of Christ, of capitalism, communism, or what you will. These are ideas, not truth. A fact can never be denied. Opinion about fact can be denied if we can discover what the truth of the matter is. Hold on one second. My eyes. Oh. So the opinion can be right. Let's just check. Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Opinion about fact can be denied if we can discover what the truth of the matter is. We shall be able to act independently of opinion. Is it not, therefore, necessary to discard what others have said? The opinion of the leftists or other leaders is the outcome of their conditioning. So, if you depend on your discovery on what is found in books, you are merely bound by opinion. It is not a matter of knowledge. How is one to discover the truth of this? On that we will act. To find the truth of this, there must be freedom from all propaganda, which means you are capable of looking at the problem independently of opinion. The whole task of education is to awaken the individual. To see the truth of this, you will have to be very clear, which means you cannot depend on a leader. Yes. When you choose a leader, you do so out of confusion, and so your leaders are also confused. And that is what is happening in the world. Therefore, you cannot look to your leader for guidance or help. A mind that wishes to understand a problem must not only understand the problem completely, wholly, but must be able to follow it swiftly. Because the problem is never static. The problem is always new, whether it is a problem of starvation, a psychological problem, or any problem. Any crisis is always new. Therefore, to understand it, a mind must always be fresh, clear, swift in its pursuit. I think most of us realize the urgency of an inward revolution, which alone can bring about a radical transformation of the outer of society. Yes. This is the problem with which I myself and all seriously intentioned people are occupied. How to bring about a fundamental. Okay, let's read that again. This is the problem which I, for myself and all seriously intentioned people are occupied. How to bring about a fundamental, a radical transformation in society is our problem. And this transformation of the outer cannot take place without inner revolution. Since society is always static, any action, any reform which is accomplished without this inward revolution becomes equally static. So there is no hope without this constant inward revolution, because without it, outer action becomes repetitive, habitual. The action of relationship between you and another, between you and me, is society. And that society becomes static. It has no life-giving quality, so long as there is not this constant inward revolution, a creative psychological transformation. And it is because there is not this constant inward revolution that society is always becoming static, crystallized, and has therefore constantly to be broken up. What is the relationship between yourself and misery, the confusion in and around you? Surely this confusion is misery. did so again. Sorry. No, it says surely this confusion, this misery, did not come into being by itself. You and I have created it. Not a capitalist, nor a communist, nor a fascist society, but you and I have created it in our relationship with each other. Oh, okay. Very true, very true. Krishnamurti said, what you are within has been projected without, without sorry, it says, excuse me, guys. What you are within has been projected without onto the world. What you are, what you think, and what you feel, what you do in your everyday existence is projected outwardly, and that constitutes the world. If we are miserable, confused, chaotic within, by projection, that becomes the world. That becomes society. Because the relationship between yourself and myself, between myself and another, is society. Society is the product of our relationship. And if our relationship is confused, egocentric, narrow, limited, national, we project that and bring chaos into the world. What you are, the world is. So, wise, right? Good words, yeah. What you are, the world is. Not to say everybody's the same, but, excuse me there. Not to say we are, it just means that, you know what he's meaning, right? You put it out, you paint it out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so what you are, the world is. So your problem is the world's problem. So your problem is the world's problem. Surely this is a simple and basic fact, is it not? Depends how you look at it, like a lot of things here, I'm just saying. In our relationship with the one or the many, we seem somehow to overlook this point all the time. We want to bring about alteration through a system or through a revolution in ideas or values based on a system, forgetting that it is you and I who create society, who bring about confusion or order by the way in which we live. So we must begin near. That is, we must concern ourselves with our daily existence, with our daily thoughts and feelings and actions, which are revealed in the manner of earning our livelihood and in our relationship with ideas or beliefs. This is our daily existence, is it not? We are concerned with livelihood, getting jobs, earning money. We are concerned with the relationship with our family or with our neighbors, and we are concerned with the ideas, with ideas and with beliefs. Now, if you examine our occupation, it is fundamentally based on envy. It is not just a means of earning a livelihood. Society is so constructed that it is a process of constant conflict, constant becoming. It is based on greed, on envy of your superior, the clerk wanting to become the manager, which shows that he is not just concerned with earning a livelihood, a means of subsistence, but with acquiring position and prestige. This attitude naturally creates havoc in society, in relationship. But if you and I were only concerned with livelihood, we should find out the right means of earning it. A means not based on envy. Envy is one of the most destructive factors in relationship because envy indicates the desire for power, for position, and it ultimately leads to politics. Both are closely related to are closely related. Both are closely related. The clerk, when he seeks to become a manager, becomes a factor in the creation of power politics, which produces war. Yeah. So he is directly responsible for war. Yes. What is our relationship based on? The relationship between yourself and myself between yourself and another, which is society. What is it based on? Surely not on love. Though we talk about it, it is not based on love, because if there were love, there would be order, there would be peace, happiness between you and me. But in that relationship between you and me, there is a great deal of ill will, which assumes the form of respect. Assumes the form of respect, yeah. It's not real respect. If we were both equal in thought, in feeling, there would be no respect. There would be no ill will, because we would be two individuals meeting, not as disciple and teacher, nor as the husband dominating the wife, nor as the wife dominating the husband. When there is ill will, there is a desire to dominate, which arouses jealousy, anger, passion, all of which in our relationship creates constant conflict from which we try to escape. And this produces further chaos, further misery. Now, as regards ideas which are part of our daily existence, beliefs and formulations, are they not distorting our minds? For what is stupidity? Stupidity is the giving of wrong values to those things which the mind creates, or to those things which the hands produce. Most of our thoughts spring from the self-protective instinct, do they not? Our ideas, oh, so many of them, do they not receive the wrong significance, one which they have not in themselves? Therefore, when we believe in any form, whether religious, economic, or social, when we believe in God, in ideas, in a social system which separates man from man, in nationalism, and so on, surely we are giving a wrong significance to belief, which indicates stupidity, for belief divides people, doesn't unite people. So we see that by the way we live, we can produce order or chaos, peace or conflict, happiness or misery. So our problem, is it not, is whether there can be a society which is static and at the same time an individual in whom this constant revolution is taking place. That is, revolution in society must begin with the inner psychological transformation of the individual. Most of us want to see a radical transformation in the social structure. That is the whole battle that is going on in the world. To bring about a social revolution through communistic or any other means. Now, if there is a social revolution, that is an action with regard of man. However radical that social revolution may be, its very nature is static. If there is no inward revolution of the individual, no psychological transformation. Therefore, to bring about a society that is not repetitive, nor static, nor distinguishing, a society that is constantly alive, it is imperative that there should be a revolution in the psychological structure of the individual. For without inward psychological revolution, mere transformation of the outer has very little significance. There is
That is, society is always becoming crystallized, static, and is therefore always disintegrating. However much and however wisely legislation may be how do you pronounce that word? Promulgated. So promulgated, society is always in the process of decay because revolution must take place within, not merely outwardly. I think it is important to understand this and not slur over it. Outward action, when accomplished, is over is static. If the relationship between individuals is society is not the outcome of inward revolution, then the social structure, being static, absorbs the individual and therefore makes him equally static, repetitive. Realizing the extraordinary significance of this fact, there can be no question of agreement or disagreement. It is a fact that society is always crystallizing and absorbing the individual, and that constant creative revolution can only be in the individual, not in society, not in the outer. That is creative revolution can take place only in individual relationship with its that is creative revolution can take place only in individual relationship, which is society. We see how the structure of the present society in India, in Europe, in America, in every part of the world is rapidly disintegrating, and we know it within our own lives. We can observe it as we go down the streets. We do not need great historians. We do not need great historians to tell us the fact that our society is crumbling, and there must be new architects, new buildings to create a new society. The structure must be built on new foundation, on newly discovered facts and values, such architects do not yet exist. There are no builders, none who observing, becoming aware of the fact that the structure is collapsing, are transforming themselves into architects. So again, it says, there are no builders, none who, observing, become aware of the fact that the structure is collapsing and transforming. Collapsing. Again, there are no builders, none who, observing, becoming aware of the fact the structure is collapsing, are transforming themselves into architects. They're just observing the problem. They're not learning inside per se. That is our problem. We see society crumbling, disintegrating, and it is we, you and I, who have to be the architects. You and I have to rediscover the values and build on a more fundamental, lasting foundation. Because if we look to the professional architects, the political and religious builders, we shall be precisely in the same position as before. Because you and I are not creative, we have reduced society to this chaos. So you and I have to be creative because the problem is urgent. You and I must be aware of the causes of the collapse of society and create a new structure based not on mere imitation, but on our creative understanding. Now, this implies, does it not, negative thinking? Negative thinking is the highest form of understanding. That is, in order to understand what is creative thinking, we must approach the problem negatively, because a positive approach to the problem, which is that you and I must become creative in order to build a structure of society, will be imitative. To understand that which is crumbling, we must investigate it, examine negatively, not with a positive system, a positive formula, a positive conclusion. Why is society crumbling, collapsing, as it surely is? One of the fundamental reasons is that the individual, you, has ceased to be creative. I will explain what I mean. You and I have become imitative. We are copying outwardly and inwardly. Outwardly, when learning a technique, when communicating with each other on the verbal level, naturally there must be some imitation, copy. I copy words to become an engineer. I must first learn the technique, then use the technique to build a bridge. There must be a certain amount of imitation, copying, in outward technique, but when there is inward psychological imitation, surely we cease to be creative. Our education, our social structure, our so-called religious life are all based on imitation. That is, I fit into a particular social or religious formula. I have ceased to be a real individual. Psychologically, I have become a mere repetitive machine with certain conditioned responses, whether those of the Hindu, the Christian, the Buddhist, the German, or the Englishman. Our responses are conditioned according to the pattern of society, whether it is Eastern or Western, religious or materialistic. So one of the fundamental causes of the disintegration of society is imitation. And one of the disintegrating factors is the leader whose very essence is limitation. So imitation, limitation. In order to understand the nature of disintegrating society, is it not important to inquire whether you and I, the individual, can be creative? We can see that when there is imitation, there must be disintegration. When there is authority, there must be copying. And since our whole mental psychological makeup is based on authority, there must be freedom from authority to be creative. Have you not noticed that in moments of creativeness, those rather happy moments of vital interest, there is no sense of repetition, no sense of copying? Such moments are always new, fresh, creative, happy. So we see that one of the fundamental causes of disintegration of society is copying, which is the worship of authority. All right, sorry for reading very fast. I hope, I don't know. I mean, it's good if you got something good from that. I don't have an ego. And in the next video, we will read chapter 4, which is self-knowledge, also very, very deep. Okay, Bruce Lee also mentioned this before. Thank you very much for watching this video. I've talked a lot in the beginning of this video, and I read this pretty fast. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope it's not about I hope. I mean, I'm happy if you've got something good. It's like if I say something to someone, I don't hope that they like what I say or they agree with me. Why? You should be happy in yourself. I'm happy that I understand myself. In that, not that there's no end to learning. See, it's not. I understand myself. No, I'm just in this. I'm on this journey of life, but I'm not running out of it. It's like if you get off the bus early, you won't reach. You won't enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You should enjoy your holiday, enjoy your life. Yeah. So I'm enjoying every every bit of exercise, every bit of rest I can get in the essence of my life, doing and getting. It's like when you work and you receive, people think you go to work and you earn some money, right? It's the same when you do exercise, you do something and you get something. But a lot of times work and all that, that's just a fake thing in society. Another man is giving you money. That's not a real thing. But I'm saying when you do something, really do something good for yourself, you're always using energy, but you should always be like developing it too. Like always, what's the word? What's the word? Cultivating it. It's like the farmer. He works the land. You reap what you sow. He's the farmer. He's growing all the crops, so he will have crops. He's getting for the harvest. That's what it is. So you do, so you get from it. You do exercise. You get good sleep. It gives you good, and you eat good food. You do good things for yourself in this time you have. You use your time in a certain way and you give yourself more time. You do things to give yourself this life. You don't chuck your life away every day and throw your life away, you know what I'm saying? And run around dealing with society out there, trying to deal with other people and what's happening in the world. And then you come back and say, oh, my day went very quickly today. Or very slowly and tiresome today. It's not about that, see? You go into this life, that life, every life. You're watching every life, but you never watch your life. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at the whole world. You're so tired in this small world, but you could be so, energized in the big universe inside of you. It's right here. It's right here. Everything's here. The power's here. It's never far from you. If the power's far from you, it's no good. It's like the money's far from you, it's no good. If you need to go a long way to get money, that's not good, is it? You want to go somewhere close to get your food. If you're going to go shopping, you go to the shop very close to your home. You don't go far away, do you, right? So come to what's true in you. And your thoughts shouldn't be something which is like far from the needs of the natural self, is what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That tree outside my window, see the tree? It grows from the ground up. It doesn't grow in the sky. It has to be rooted in the ground. And why do you think that light from the sun travels from the sun down to earth with no problem? Because nothing is blocking it. Nothing is in between. Otherwise, there'd be shadow and cold. That'd be free. So, if your spirit, if you have a true self inside, alive, right, it has to have this. There's no blockage. It shouldn't be a blockage. It should be like the sunlight to your body, to your world. How is it information doesn't travel like that? When you go to the toilet, it's very natural. You poo and wee in the toilet, it goes out. The bad stuff comes out, the good stuff, you eat the good food, the bad stuff comes out. It's very normal. Why doesn't your mind do that? Your mind also, right? So the information your body's teaching your mind always, this is how to live, this is how to live. The body is the best teacher. And in the mind, it should also be, right, the mind. How can the mind teach the body if the body can't teach the mind? It should be teaching it still to have a strong structure. You understand? That's like two legs walking. You know what I'm saying? It really is. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hand with the thumb and the fingers. The thumb helps all the fingers. The many help the one, but the one help the many. So it is. Oh, I just bumped my noggin. Take care. Thanks for watching, yeah? Hope you enjoyed this video. But most importantly, it's not about it. Even if you enjoyed 1 second of it, but you've got to enjoy your life. Thanks for watching. I'm going to stop this one. Peace, yeah? Take care. I'll stop this video. We're going to read the next chapter in the next video, yeah? You take care of yourself. Keep healthy. Do some exercise. Get some sleep. Value every moment of your time. If you're on holiday, enjoy your holiday. If you're with family, or anyone, you're always in you, in your head, in your mind. You're always in you. It's okay to say, I don't know all the answers. You can only be honest with yourself. You don't know everything. There's no end to it. It just goes on and on. This life just goes new days until one day when you die. There's always things changing around you in the world. Yeah. But life is here. There are really no words. Even one word, me speaking now in any language, is too much. One step forward, one step back. It's always somewhere. You're going somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like always. If you're going somewhere outside of you, one step or 1 mile, 10 miles, it's outside of this life. You have to. You can only carry yourself if you come from yourself. This tree, see the tree at my window, this tree here, or the other one beside it in its own life over there. People are individuals, right? So this tree can only carry itself in the power of development, growing up taller. The journey can, as it goes higher, growing, and gets strong as it's grown up. This tree, can you see out my window? Yeah, it can only carry itself on that ongoing, like year after year, and produce whatever leaves and fruit, whatever the hell, okay, growing on it, leaves and flowers. It can only carry that growth and development based on what it already is, from its roots below, from its inner core, its natural makeup, what it is, its build, and from the foundation, from the closest thing possible, the ground, which is right for it. Because this tree would not be growing on the sea, on the ocean. It would not. Not all flowers are going to grow under the sea, under the river. It's not going to happen. Either. You understand? Thanks for watching, yeah? Peace.